All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, November 22nd, set today by Panga Kupu. Let's see what Panga Kupu has for us. I just like saying Panga Kupu. Minor ache around back of neck for 7 days. Well, 7 days is a week. Sounds like for the wordplay, we have to put a minor ache. Minor might be M from music, I wonder, and then an ache around the last letter of neck. But I just don't get these 7 days part. No, let's try the downs. Be similar to last of chamber, group, though names forgotten. All right, I think the definition might be similar to. Last of chamber would be R. And then I think a word for group that has an N in it, but we drop the N since name's forgotten. Resemble. Yes, the group is an ensemble. There we go. Character in computer game about king getting quick look. Yeah, I don't know. I presume it's going to mean a quick look. And we have to have a character in computer game in 3 letters, and that goes around R for Rex or K for King. Yeah. And the about, of course, could also indicate a reversal instead of literally going about or surrounding. How about pageantry linked to high award or decoration? I think we've had a very similar clue to this before. Certainly, I remember pageantry being pomp, and then the order of merit, right? The OM is a decoration you might get in Britain. Or sorry, that's the award, and then the pom pom is the decoration. All right, let me try another few downs here. Waste container readily inscribed with name of former PM. I think it's going to be a waste container. Maybe a word for readily. I wonder if inscribed with might mean we put inside it the name of a former PM. May, Truss. Sunak is probably hard to fit in a word. No, revolting. Our bellies may be turned. Well, our bellies, yes, has 10 letters, and I can see we have rebellious for revolting. Not sure why the question mark is there, because I think it is a straightforward definition. A policy about power as seen in northern, sorry, why did I read that as northern? In southern European area. I think it's going to be somewhere in southern Europe. Yeah, some geographical area. I think it's going to start with A and then a word for policy. I was just thinking we often see in the crossword, and that's why those of you who are new to it and maybe losing confidence, really push on through. The more you do them, you start to see the same things coming up time and again. And not too long ago, we had policy where it was line. A government may take a certain line on some issue, and that goes around P for power. We see that a lot. And that would give us an alpine area. All right, back to the crosses. That's our minor ache now. Still don't know. Oh, maybe Yes, I was thinking week long, and minor is we, back of neck is K, and if you ache for somebody, you might long for them. So that's how we get week long. A large interval taken aback for stew to appear. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to read all of this backwards to get a stew. And it's, do you pronounce the L's paella? I'm sure when we were young and innocent and we came across that, we might have said paella or paella. But it's A, L for large, and the interval is a leap. Does that come from music, maybe? Direct line contributing to border. Is it going to mean direct? Line can be L. Contributing to border could be hem or edge. Oh, maybe it's a three-letter direct with the L at the end for a border. Don't see it. There's our K for king. A quick look. No, it does remind me though, there was an old slang term for a look was a screw, believe it or not. Understandably, people don't say that anymore. But I do remember someone had a joke when I was a kid where they put a little screw inside their hands and they'd come over and say, "Do you want a screw?" It sounds very vulgar now, but believe me, it was very innocent. Anyway, where was I before that foolishness? Newspapers, etc. I'm thinking that must be press. Misrepresented maiden trip. Oh, maybe it's not news. Maybe it's not press. Well, maybe it's something media. Yeah, I think it's an anagram of maiden trip, and I think it's print media, and so the definition is newspapers, etc. I remain moored at the outset in the same place. Ooh. Well, the M at the end, I think, is moored at the outset, the first letter of moored. And so I think it means in the same place. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, is the first letter going to be I? And then we have a four-letter word for remain that begins with B. And then it's going to mean in the same place. A very odd pattern of letters, so it can't be too many. Now, I'm going to move on. First serving of strawberry crumble to appear still warm. No, I don't get that. Ancient British soldier in left-wing Ulster. Oh, yes. Oh, it is a Roman name, I think, for an ancient soldier. And it ends in NI, which of course is Northern Ireland, Ulster. Not exactly the same thing, but I think they're close enough for the crossword. Oh, what were they called? The East Sinai or something. So yeah, we're gonna have something for left wing, I suppose. Yeah, that's going to annoy me now, but hopefully it'll come to me. Laudatory remarks End one, about college, retiring. Well, I'm not sure why laudatory remarks has the question mark. I'm presuming that's the definition because retiring sounds like wordplay for a reversal. End one. No, let's go back to the downs. Good, I think that might be the G. Move to surface. Seeing capture of lake salmon. I think it might be a type of salmon. G for good, and then a word for move to surface, which I think is then going to capture an L for lake. What is move to surface? I think I would just say surface. No. Oh, here's our waste container now. No, don't see that. Upturn in cold lives, sadly ending in poverty. Definitely. Upturn suggests we reverse this down clue, so maybe cold would be C. Lives can be is. Yeah, so maybe ISC. Sadly ending might be the last letter of sadly, a Y. In poverty. No. Snake study. Accepted by Commonwealth country, not initially. I wonder if it is going to be a snake. Study might be a den, or I think it can also be con, and that's going to be accepted by some Commonwealth country without its first letter. Well, I think then N would be the second letter of that Commonwealth country. Probably a vowel, A-N, E-N. But what's a snake beginning with N? No. All right. Winter sports item that is catching cold fish. Oh, well, I think I'm thinking of skate as a fish, and of course ice skating. So could it simply be ice skate? Ah, yes, that is IE, which catches the C for cold. Then we have our fish. All right. Have joint responsibility for authorizing function by the sound of it. Okay, so we have a homophone. Yeah, so I'm wondering if something like cosine. Yes, and it sounds like the mathematical function. So it's have joint responsibility for authorizing, I think, is cosine. And a function in mathematics by the sound of it is cos. All right, peaceful action forbidden before church season. 6 apprehended. I'm thinking peaceful action might be non-violence. No, violence is 8 letters, but non-something. Although forbidden before church season. Ah, I think it might be non-violent because I'm seeing, of course, 6 is VI. And we have Lent, which is a church season. Yeah, um, I think peaceful is the definition. I think action forbidden is the no, maybe. Yeah, so no, Lent, and then with VI apprehended. All right, we're getting some more letters for the downs. Painful nail, odd thing to involve dispute. Ooh. I'm thinking we anagram thing, 5 letters, and then put a dispute inside it, which would only give us 3 letters. Is it war? Seems quite a harsh dispute. And what's a painful nail, like a hangnail? There's a question mark again. Has me wondering. Yeah, let's move on. Recording device starts to ruin every part of speech. Starts to ruin every, I think might be an R and an E. Yes, and then a part of speech. I think it might be reverb, with verb, of course, being a part of speech. I mean, reverb, you can have a reverb unit as part of your recording, but it's not a recording device itself, so I'm not very confident in that. There might be another word that fits. But let's try pink binding for Beethoven's fifth, our ninth. I think we may have had something like this one before. But I'm thinking the pink is coral, and the fifth letter of Beethoven is an H, and his ninth symphony is a choral symphony. All right, let's finish the downs. Sickeningly, attractive copper still upset about end, excuse me, of murderess. This is one where it seems like we've too many words. I'm thinking end of murderous is just the last S, and we're going to upset or anagram some letters around that, but that means the definition is probably sickeningly. If cosine is right, C something T. Sickeningly. Now and then attractive, copper could be Cu, but it could also be, it could be a PC. Oh, and maybe upset means reversal. Yeah, so and what's the still? Oh, that could be yet. I'm just trying to see TEY in there, but don't get that. All right. Elevated. Halo often seen around this simpleton. That's a great clue, but I have no idea. Yeah, the definition must be a simpleton, and somehow they have an elevated halo. No. Offload, fires foremost, source of fuel. I'm thinking fires foremost is the first letter, the F. A source of fuel might be oil. I know you can foil a plot. Can that mean offload? I'm not too sure about that. I'll leave it in for now, but we'll find out if our painful nail agrees with it. attempt to snatch a type of light that gets you imprisoned. I think imprisoned must be the definition. Are being sentenced to be imprisoned. Attempt might be try, and that snatches a maybe, and then a type of light. LED. No. Oh, attempt might be a go as well. Gets you imprisoned. Could there be an imprisoned word that ends in an O? Don't see it. Italian treats. Oh, I'd like if that's the definition in book 2 about romantic novelist. I'm thinking of biscotti because I'm thinking B is book, and then we have two. Yeah, we have two I's for two in Roman numerals, and they go around. It must be what was his first name? But Scott, who wrote some not Barbara Cartland type of romantic novels, but books of adventure and romance. Yeah, I think that's it. So now a fool. Yes, so elevated is telling us or it's a reversal, and seen around is telling us it's a hidden clue. So the simpleton is a fool. All right, our sickeningly now. Yeah, how is that going to end? ISH. Assuming all of the others are right. No. Other than I think that S might be the end of murderous that the other words are upset about. Oh, I think actually the definition is sickeningly attractive. And so I suppose it's a disparaging word, cutesy, far too cute, cutesy. So CU is the copper, and still is yet. And it is upset or reversed around the end of murderous. So I had the constituent parts, I just wasn't putting them together properly. All right, here's our painful nail. Oh, it does look like it might be an anagram of thing, all right. To involve dispute. Um, yeah, but I'm not seeing. I think I need that first letter. We have 13. We do have a nice V there if non-violent is right. And I think it might mean definitely. It could be another adverb, ly. Yes, I think lives, sadly, actually might be an anagram of lives, which would explain the S and the V. And I think ending in E, L, and then the Y, the ending in poverty. So I think that would have to be an I. Upturn in cold. Definitely. Yeah, does the C go there? And then we put an up word for upturn inside that. Decisively, maybe? I sort of like that. I think decisively would be definitely. It would give us a D there. What word is that? I'm going to pause and sip my coffee that's nearly cold and think about that. Yes, it is right. If you something remains, maybe it bides its time, or you abide, I suppose, the same root. And ibedem, I think I wouldn't have known. Yeah, I suppose in the same place, maybe from the same source in an index, or not an index, the footnotes. Ibid for short. All right, so now what are my ancient British soldier in left wing? Yeah, let me pause and think about that. No, I think the tribe I was thinking of is the Iceni, if I'm saying it right, Iceni. So maybe that's part of the wordplay. But then we have Ulster surely is Ni. Of course, I'm not sure about that. So yeah, maybe I'll leave it at. So what would that do? Oh, could it be a snake study? Oh, not ology. We don't have enough letters, but some study of, what do you call study of snakes? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. How about, oh yeah, I don't really have anything more for this. Attempt to snatch a type of light. That gets you imprisoned. Oh, I do wonder if maybe it is a three-letter attempt to snatch and then the LED, because then it would be a past tense word. Oh, jailed. Ah, an attempt is a go, and it snatches a. Ah, of course, for the old-fashioned spelling of jailed. At least I assume it's just the old-fashioned spelling, and it's pronounced the same way. Please set me straight if I'm wrong. All right, here's now our snake with a study. Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about if study was con, and that gave me, of course, the snake is an anaconda. So, the Commonwealth country is Canada. I have a vague memory that we had a very similar clue maybe 6 months ago. All right, so now our ancient British. Yeah, I'm thinking it is ancient British, as in some. Oh, it could also be ancient, just a word for, yeah, very old. And then maybe British is B. And then a soldier in left wing. Oh, left wing could be red. Yeah, I really wanted it to be NI at the end, but left wing. Oh, an ulster can be an overcoat, I think, an old overcoat. Oh, yes, so it's an old British soldier. I think ancient might be a bit of a stretch, but I think left wing is red and an ulster is a type of coat. but I think that's the first one I'm making a note of. I want to check at 15 squared if anyone thinks the word ancient. I mean, I think of the redcoats as the American Revolutionary War, but to me that's not ancient. That's early modern history or whatever you want to call it. All right, here's what's the character. Now, is it a specific character like Mario, or is it a sprite or something like that, or an avatar? But again, I think it's going to be a quick look. Probably SK. No, and then our salmon. Wish I knew my fish better. And then our waste container. Yeah, let me pause and think about that one. Yes, I was assuming it began with an S and then the vowels, and I got to a T. I thought of spittoon. I wasn't sure if it was one T or two, but it must be two because the former PM is Pit. Could be the elder or the younger, right? And then readily is soon. It's a funny synonym, I think, but there we go. Now, our first serving of strawberry, maybe that's an S, and then crumble. I think if something crumbles, it might molder, like John Brown's body, and then smolder would be to appear still warm. Oh, S. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Good. Move to surface. Seeing capture of lake. There is some word. I'm thinking move to surface might be rise, and I just have this, unlikely as it seems, this word grilse in mind. So I'm going to pause and look that up. Yes, I do now remember this. It's the name for a young salmon on its first return from its ocean voyage. So yeah, very specific word. Doesn't really help us now though. Laudatory remarks, we now have an N. End one. About college. College, I think, can simply be a C, but retiring. Oh, there is a word encomium. So I think it's going to be the plural of that. Is it encomii? um, and I think the question mark maybe is because this word isn't very common, but I'm thinking end one, about college, retiring. No, I'm not very hopeful, but I'm going to go ahead and check it. Oh, I'm going to reveal it. Encomia, of course. I should have realized the plural of is Yeah, so end one. Yeah, so I think we actually have we have ONE spelt backwards about college. Oh, an end is aim. Your end is your aim. Aim, ONE, around the sea. All right. Okay, painful. Odd thing. I think it must be IN. And then I think that must be the H down there. Oh, I'm thinking foil is wrong. I'm wondering, yeah, a dispute is a row. Ingrowth. Not, I think again, the question mark is because maybe that's not a very common word, or it's an example of something that might be ingrown. And so, yeah, I've never heard the word ingrowth before, but I'm sure that is right. All right, so obviously we don't have two fools. Well, unless I'm one of them. Um, yeah, I wasn't very confident in that one, to be fair. So offload, fire's foremost source of fuel. Yeah, I think the F here must be the fire's foremost. So again, we must have I think a log and flog, I think is yeah, more likely to be the word. Let's check that. It is right. All right, just the top left. These two four-letter words. All right, let me pause and ponder. Well, one word I saw for a border might be a seam, and I think this might be a cricket reference. I know there's something called seam bowling, and I wonder if that's as opposed to spin, where it's just a direct line to the batter. And then two down, I think a quick look, if you look quickly through a book, you're skimming it. Yeah, The Sims. Oh, good to see another modern reference. I say modern. I'm sure The Sims came out 20 years ago or more, but anyway, that's fairly recent for the crosswords. All right. Oh, because it is Pangakupu, we should look for a hidden Maori message. Um, it's hard. I don't see anything in the top there. Leoi, maybe? Or no, in run. No, or maybe it's down the sides. Oh, maybe AAR Angie. That could be Maori. Anyway, let's check all. Oh, it wasn't seen. Oh, oh dear. All right. Uh, all right, I'm going to reveal that one. Helm. Oh, I think I even said L and hem, but I didn't put them together. That if you helm something, yeah, so I was just making the incorrect assumption that the L for line would either go at the start or at the end, but contributing to border means put it in the middle of. Didn't see that. All right, let's head over to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Menehi. Nice puzzle. And so here is the Nina, the hidden message. Huiringa Arangi, a Maori lunar month, approximately equivalent to November. All right, so very appropriate. Let's see. Yeah, helm, of course. And then 15, historical word for a British soldier. I suppose ancient is as good a word as any. Sure enough, non-violent is no-no, Lent, and 6. Walter Scott, of course. I did read some of his books. I think I liked Ivanhoe when I was young. The Sims. Yeah, young salmon returning to the river after its first year at sea. A device that creates a reverberation effect in the recording of music. Yeah, so bit of a loose definition, but that's all right. Little more gentle than the norm. Yes, so I suppose I am finishing certainly earlier than some in the past. But people seem to have liked it. So Hovis, which is lovely bread, Ancient seemed inappropriate. Glad somebody. It's always nice to find someone who agrees with you. A few quiblets. I wouldn't describe Alpine as Southern European. Yeah. Oh, and paella as a stew seems strange. I can't comment on that. Was there a troubling selection in November? No comment. No comment on that. All right, well, I did enjoy it. It was a nice finish to the week. My broadband is back up and running. Anyway, thank you as always for watching and have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.